Indianapolis is buzzing. It's not just about wins anymore, it's about belief. The Colts, sitting at 6-1 and leading the AFC South, are no longer the team people expected to maybe compete. They're the team nobody saw coming. The stadium feels different, the locker room sounds different, and for the first time in years, Colts fans are starting to whisper words they haven't dared to in a long time: contenders. But even as Daniel Jones shocks the world and Shane Steichen's offense hums like a machine, there's still something missing, something every real contender needs when games tighten and quarterbacks start sweating. Smash that subscribe button, drop a like, and comment below. This community runs on real fans like you. And that's where Trey Hendrickson comes in. The Bengals' pass-rushing monster, the man who's been haunting AFC backfields for years, is suddenly on the market, and the Colts might be the perfect landing spot. Reports have swirled for months that Hendrickson has been open to a trade, frustrated with Cincinnati's direction and lack of long-term commitment. Now, as the Bengals sit at 2-4 and their season spirals, the clock is ticking on one of the league's premier edge rushers. And across the division, the Colts are watching, with a coach, a coordinator, and a defensive scheme that fit Hendrickson's game like a glove. Because this isn't just about talent, it's about system. Defensive coordinator Lou Anarumo, before joining Indy this offseason, spent years in Cincinnati designing the very defense that made Hendrickson elite. In that scheme, he wasn't boxed in by traditional responsibilities, he was unleashed. Allowed to stunt, twist, attack gaps, and terrorize quarterbacks without hesitation. The result? Double-digit sack seasons, Pro Bowl appearances, and tape that made offensive tackles lose sleep. Now with Anarumo calling plays again, only this time in horseshoe blue, the idea of reuniting with his most destructive weapon feels almost inevitable. The Bengals don't seem eager to pay Hendrickson beyond this year. He's in the final season of his deal, his trade value is peaking, and Cincinnati's cap flexibility is tight. It's the perfect storm. And for Indianapolis, the timing couldn't be better. Steichen's offense has found balance. Jonathan Taylor looks reborn. Michael Pittman Jr. is steady as ever. Rookie tight end Tyler Warren has flashed real potential. Daniel Jones, yes, Daniel Jones, has gone from reclamation project to MVP conversation. Colts are winning games because of belief and identity. But one look at their pass rush numbers tells the truth. They're still missing that closer. Hendrickson could be that final piece. That edge presence who turns pressure into production, who ends drives with violence instead of near misses. Every contender needs one. And if the Colts make this move before the deadline, it won't just change their defense, it could rewrite the entire narrative of their season. Because this isn't just a rumor, it's an opportunity. And if Chris Ballard finally pulls the trigger, it could be the moment Indianapolis stops building for the future and starts fighting for the present. The rumors hit Indianapolis like lightning. Trey Hendrickson, a real tangible game-changing name connected to a team that's suddenly sitting at the grown-ups table. Social media exploded. Analysts started drawing up trade packages. Fans started dreaming. But this rumor isn't just about fantasy football excitement, it's about identity. For years, Colts GM Chris Ballard has built cautiously. Draft picks over trades, patience over panic. Someday has always been the plan, but this version of the Colts doesn't look like someday, it looks like right now. Hendrickson, since 2021, has been one of the league's most consistent disruptors. 15 sacks per season on average, relentless energy, relentless finish. He doesn't just pressure quarterbacks, he hunts them. And in Indy's current scheme, with Anarumo orchestrating a defense already built on aggression and disguise, he'd fit like he never left. That familiarity isn't nostalgia, it's chemistry, the kind that wins playoff games. But more than that, a Hendrickson trade would speak volumes about how the Colts see themselves. This isn't about plugging a hole, it's about sending a message to the locker room, to the league, to the fans that this window is open. Because right now, the AFC is chaos. The Chiefs look human, the Bills are stumbling. The Ravens and Dolphins are dangerous, sure, but the Colts, they're right there. Adding Hendrickson could make them lethal, and imagine what it does to the locker room. Daniel Jones, who's been the story of the year, sees his front office betting on him. Jonathan Taylor sees the organization doubling down. The defense sees belief. Those kinds of moves ripple through every meeting, every practice, every snap. It's the difference between hoping to win and expecting to. Of course, Ballard could play it safe, sit on his picks, keep his cap flexibility, and trust the long game. But safe doesn't build banners, safe doesn't scare quarterbacks, safe doesn't make the Lucas Oil crowd shake the way it used to. A Hendrickson deal wouldn't just upgrade the roster, it would announce that the rebuild is over, that the Colts are done waiting for the stars to align. Because sometimes one move changes everything. One trade flips a season from promising to unforgettable. And right now, with the AFC South in their grasp and belief coursing through that locker room, Indianapolis has a chance to make that move. The window isn't coming, it's here. Comment below. This space belongs to everyone who lives and breathes the Colts. We're alive, we're loud, and we're just getting started.